Hi everybody. As you might be aware that my nan didn't have her hair cut for many years, and obviously I had to cut it, just the back ends myself, for such a long time, and then obviously I managed to get her a hairdresser, and this was before my nan started to go out with me every weekend. This was well before then, and she used to come and cut her hair. I found a hairdresser. I just said, "Oh, can you just pretend you're Jane's daughter?" Because it was the lady that used to cut her hair before. Otherwise, she'll just go turn you away. So, she booked to come to my nan's bungalow, and I says, "Well, I'll try. I'll text her." I said, "I'll try and bring it to the salon, and see how I get." Now it was quite challenging. She was having none of it. She was like, "Oh, I want to rest my back." I said, "Oh, I'm not going out today. I went out yesterday." I'm like, "She didn't go out yesterday." I said, "No, no, that was last week." She totally forgot it was last week. And then I walked out the room, left it a couple of minutes, walked back in again, tried again. So come on then, let's get obviously clothes on and everything. And she was like, "Oh, I don't really want to go out. Can she come in?" I made a little white lie, and I was like, "Oh, her car's broke down. Oh, she'll have to rebook it then." I was like, "Oh, Nan, it could be a month or 2 months away." And she was like, "Oh," she was like, even an hour in, and she was like, going, "You're always telling me what to do." And I was like, which I've spoke to my Admiral nurse, and obviously with someone with dementia, it's because you're trying to do what's best for them, but they don't see that. But it's frustrating. But after all the abuse that I got from her, and I had to stay calm, I don't know how I did it. I felt like I was screaming inside, and I was like, I wanted to snap at her, but I didn't. But I had to stay so calm, and it's so difficult because the person that's got the dementia, they don't understand what they're doing, and obviously you're the carer, and it's frustrating. So yeah, I managed to get her into the wheelchair, and I was thinking, she was like, before she left, she went, "All the steps too high." But the day last week, she said, "Oh yes, I used to go there years ago." It's obviously different owners, but I said, "Just pretend you're Jane's daughter, and that way she'll let you do her hair." So she said, "Oh, last week," I said, "The steps." "Oh yes, I remember. I can climb that step. It's only like a little step like that." And I said, "Oh yeah, I can do that." And then today, she said, "Oh no, I can't do that. The step's too high. I'm not going there." But we got there in the wheelchair, pushed her because it's not far from where she lives, wheeled her there, and the staff at the salon was amazing. They were really helpful. I'd only met the lady that cut my nan's hair. The rest of the staff in the salon, they were really supportive, very understanding, and obviously they helped me because obviously I had to get her at the wheelchair. And when I'm on my own, I have to do it, and it's very difficult. Normally, I'll just wheel her in the wheelchair, and I don't have to get up any steps and stuff like that, only when she wants the toilet. So they helped me to get her up to the step, got the wheelchair in. She was a bit dubious because when you have to tip your head back, and she's like, "Oh," and she actually turned round and put her head. She can you turn it round? I said, "I don't want to put my head back like that." And she stood up straight when she was doing this. I was like, and they said, "Oh, it's not working." And she said, "No, we're not working." She said, "Oh, okay." And then I can't remember what happened after that anyway. And I was like, I think something had happened or something in the salon. It wasn't nothing major or something. I think the electric had gone or something, and they had to put it back on. So Nan was like this with her head back, and she was fine. And then the lady come back, not the actual lady that cuts her hair, and she started washing her hair, and she was fine. She totally forgot. She didn't want to put her head back, and she was like she was falling asleep. It's like she was enjoying it. And then the lady cut her hair that normally cuts her hair, and it was pleasant, and they were very understanding, and there was people that she'd never met her own age, older people, maybe a bit younger than her, and I'd be like, "Oh, Nan, tell them about your brother," or "Oh, tell them about your husband," or "Oh, do you remember the story about the butter and stuff like that?" I was just trying to help her to engage and have a conversation with other people, because obviously she can't remember things. So when I'm out and about, I'll say something. "Oh, Nan, tell him about your childhood," and then she'll start talking fluently. But yeah, it was really pleasant. The staff were really good, really helpful, and they actually helped me because obviously I forgot my bag. I was rushing around, and then I realised, and they brought it back to me because I had to take it off because I had to get the wheelchair out, and I forgot Nan's coat. Because I was trying to get Nan down the steps. They helped me. I think it was her husband, and I think he owns the shop. I'm not too sure, but then they was really helpful and helped me. And then they helped me get down the steps. One held her under one under the arm, and I held her under the other arm, and they helped me get down the steps safe. There's only 2 steps. Helped to get through these. They're like that, 2 little steps, but to her it felt like it was a big step. But yeah, then I took her back home. She was so happy, and she loved her hairstyle. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you an update. As you know, my nan has dementia. So through her dementia journey, I thought as it progresses over time, I'm sharing her dementia journey with others, that you're not alone out there. And it might relate to you. You might be a carer yourself, and you might look after someone. And some of the issues that I faced with my nan, you might have faced these yourself, and challenges. Yeah, so